He was just a wounded man until his bravery turned him into a legend. The bar was dark and filled with smoke. Marcus Chen sat alone in the corner, staring at his glass. The liquid inside was not real whiskey, but it tasted close enough. Close enough to help him forget. His left leg hurt again. It always hurt. The doctors said the pain would go away after a few months. That was 2 years ago. The metal leg they gave him worked fine, but it was not his real leg. His real leg was buried somewhere on Proxima, along with 12 good soldiers who died trying to save a colony. Marcus picked up his glass and drank. The fake whiskey burned his throat. Good, at least he could still feel something. The bar was full of people, but nobody talked to him. Miners came here after long days digging in the asteroid rocks. Traders stopped by between trips to different planets. Ship crews drank here before flying back to space. They all knew who Marcus was. They could see it in his eyes, in the way his hands shook when he thought nobody was looking. He was a broken soldier, a man who used to fight wars but now could barely fight his own memories. "Another drink?" asked Tom, the man who owned the bar. Marcus nodded. He did not look up. Tom was a good man. He never asked questions. He never tried to talk about the war. He just poured drinks and left Marcus alone. The bar door opened with a loud sound. 3 big aliens walked in. Marcus knew what they were. Zeltharians. They looked like humans, but were taller and stronger. Their skin was gray, and their eyes were yellow. Most Zeltharians were good people, but these 3 were different. Marcus could tell by the way they walked, by the weapons on their belts, by the mean look in their eyes. Pirates. The bar became quiet. Everyone stopped talking. The miners looked down at their drinks. The traders suddenly found their food very interesting. Even Tom stopped cleaning glasses. "This is a nice place," said the biggest Zeltharian. His voice was deep and rough, very peaceful. He walked around the bar, looking at everyone. The other 2 pirates followed him. One had a long scar across his face, the other had metal teeth that showed when he smiled. "We are traveling through this system," the big one continued. "Our ship needs fuel. Our crew needs food. These things cost money." Marcus kept his eyes on his drink. He knew where this was going. Pirates always wanted the same thing: money, food, and fear. "But we are not here to take your money," the pirates said, and some people looked hopeful. "We are here to offer protection. This is a dangerous place. Many bad people fly through space. They might want to hurt you." The pirate with the scar laughed. It was not a happy sound. "For a small payment each month, we will make sure nothing bad happens to your station," the leader said. 1,000 credits per person. Very fair price. Tom stepped forward. He was trying to look brave, but Marcus could see his hands shaking. "We don't have that much money," Tom said. "This is just a small mining station." The big pirate grabbed Tom by the shirt and lifted him off the ground. "Then you will find the money. Or we will find it for you." Marcus felt something move inside his chest. It was anger, but also something else. Something he had not felt in 2 years. He tried to push it down, tried to focus on his drink, tried to pretend he was somewhere else. "Please," said a voice. "Don't hurt him." Marcus looked up. A young girl had come out from behind the bar. She looked about 16 years old, with brown hair and scared eyes. This must be Arya, Tom's daughter. Marcus had seen her before, but never talked to her. The pirate with metal teeth saw her and smiled. "Oh, what do we have here?" "Leave her alone," Tom said, but the big pirate was still holding him. "Maybe we don't need your money right now," the leader said. "Maybe we take the girl instead. Young humans sell for good money on some planets." The bar was silent. Nobody moved. Nobody wanted to make the pirates angry. Marcus understood this. He had been like this for 2 years, trying to stay invisible, trying to avoid trouble, trying to forget that he was once a soldier. But when the pirate with the scar grabbed Arya's arm, something broke inside Marcus. The girl looked exactly like his sister, Sarah. Same brown hair, same frightened eyes, same age. Sarah had been visiting the colony on Proxima when the Zeltharian war fleet attacked. Marcus and his unit had tried to save everyone. They fought for 3 days without sleep. In the end, they saved the colony, but Sarah died in the first attack. So did most of Marcus's unit. "No," Arya whispered, trying to pull away from the pirate. The pirate with metal teeth laughed. "She's a pretty one. The buyers will pay extra." For her, Marcus felt his hand stop shaking. The pain in his metal leg went away. For the first time in 2 years, his mind was clear. He was not just a broken soldier anymore. He was a Marine. Marines protected innocent people. That was what they did. That was who they were. Marcus stood up slowly. His chair made a sound on the floor. Everyone looked at him. The big pirate saw him and smiled. "Sit down, human. This is not your business." Marcus did not sit down. He took 1 step forward, then another. His metal leg made small sounds as he walked, but he did not care. "Let the girl go," Marcus said. His voice was quiet but clear. The pirates looked at each other and laughed. "Look at this," the leader said. "A broken soldier wants to play hero." Marcus stopped walking. He was now 10 feet away from the pirates. Close enough. "I said let her go." The pirate holding Arya looked at Marcus and saw something in his eyes. Something dangerous. Something that made him remember why humans were feared across the galaxy when they got angry. You don't want to do this, human, the leader said, but his voice was not as confident as before. Marcus looked at Arya. She reminded him so much of Sarah, but this time, he could do something. This time, he could save her. Yes, Marcus said, his hand moving toward his belt where his old plasma pistol waited. The bar was so quiet that Marcus could hear his own heartbeat. Everyone stared at him. The 3 Zeltharian pirates looked surprised. They had not expected a fight from a broken soldier. Marcus pulled out his plasma pistol slowly. The weapon was old but clean. He had taken care of it every day for 2 years, even though he never planned to use it again. Old habits were hard to break. Put the gun down, human, the big pirate said. His voice was not laughing anymore. You are just one. Man, we are 3. Let the girl go first, Marcus replied. His voice was calm and steady. The shaking in his hands had stopped completely. The pirate holding Arya looked nervous. He had heard stories about human soldiers, stories about what they could do when they got angry, but his leader was watching, so he could not show fear. Will you think your little gun scares us? The pirate with metal teeth said. He pulled out his own weapon, a big energy rifle. I have killed many humans. Marcus nodded. I'm sure you have, but you've never fought a Marine. What happened next took only 30 seconds, but everyone in the bar would remember it for the rest of their lives. Marcus moved faster than anyone expected. His metal leg, which everyone thought made him slow, became his strongest weapon. He kicked the nearest table, sending it flying into the pirate with the scar. The heavy wood hit the alien in the chest and knocked him down at the same time. Marcus rolled to the side. The pirate with metal teeth fired his rifle, but Marcus was not there anymore. The energy blast hit the wall where Marcus had been standing. Marcus came up from his roll and fired his pistol twice. Both shots hit the pirate with metal teeth in the shoulder. The alien screamed and dropped his weapon. Marcus knew exactly where to shoot, to hurt but not kill. The big pirate leader let go of Tom and reached for his gun, but Marcus was already moving again. He jumped forward and hit the pirate in the throat with his elbow. The alien fell backwards. Gasping for air, the pirate with the scar got up from under the table. He was angry now and pulled out a long knife. Marcus waited until the alien was close, then grabbed his wrist. With a quick twist, he broke the pirate's arm. The knife fell to the floor. In 30 seconds, 3 dangerous pirates were on the ground, hurt but alive. Marcus stood over them, his gun pointed down. He was breathing hard, but his hands were steady. Everyone in the bar stared. They had never seen anything like this. The broken soldier was not broken anymore. He was a Marine again. Are you okay? Marcus asked Arya. The girl nodded, tears in her eyes. Thank you, Tom said. Thank you for saving her. Marcus helped Arya stand up. She looked at him with big, grateful eyes. You're a hero, she whispered. Marcus shook his head. No, I'm just a soldier. The big pirate leader was trying to sit up. Blood came from his mouth when he spoke. You made a mistake, human. What mistake? Marcus asked. The pirate smiled, showing bloody teeth. We are not alone. This was just a scouting mission. Marcus felt cold fear in his stomach. What do you mean? Our fleet is coming. 12 ships, 300 warriors. The pirate coughed up more blood. They will be here in 6 hours. The bar became quiet again. Everyone understood what this meant. 300 Zeltharian pirates against 200 civilians. It was not a fair fight. Why? Tom asked. Why attack us? We have nothing valuable. The pirate with metal teeth laughed, even though he was hurt. You have people. Humans sell for good money as slaves. Especially the young ones. Marcus felt anger rise inside him again. These pirates wanted to steal innocent people and sell them. Children like Arya would spend the rest of their lives as slaves. The next transport ship comes in 3 days. One of the miners said, We can't evacuate everyone in time. What about sending a message for help? A trader asked. Tom shook his head. The nearest military base is 2 weeks away. No one can reach us in time. Marcus looked around the bar. He saw scared faces everywhere. Miners who just wanted to work and send money to their families. Traders who had done nothing wrong. Children who should be playing, not worrying about pirates. We have to run, someone said. Take the small ships and escape. There are not enough ships for everyone. Tom replied, and the pirates will catch the slow ones. Marcus walked to the window and looked out at space. Somewhere out there, 12 pirate ships were flying toward the station. In 6 hours, they would arrive. 200 innocent people would become slaves, or worse. I know these pirates, Marcus said quietly. I fought them during the war. They take everything and everyone. They don't leave witnesses. The bar was silent. Everyone knew what he meant. If they could not escape, they would all die or become slaves. So what do we do? Arya asked. Marcus turned around and looked at all the scared faces. These were good people. They reminded him of the colonists on Proxima, the people he had tried to save, the people he had failed to save. But this time was different. This time, he was here from the beginning. This time, he could prepare. I have an idea, Marcus said, but it's dangerous. More dangerous than waiting for pirates. Tom asked. Marcus thought about his answer. His plan would probably get him killed, but it might save everyone else. That was what Marines did. They protected innocent people, even if it cost them everything. We fight, Marcus said. Some people laughed. Others looked scared. We're not soldiers, a miner said. We don't know how to fight pirates. I do, Marcus replied. I can teach you. We have 6 hours. One broken soldier against 300 pirates, the trader asked. That's impossible. Marcus looked at his metal leg, then at his old pistol, then at the scared faces around him. Maybe it was impossible. But Sarah had died because he arrived too late. These people would not die if he could. Help it, maybe, Marcus said. But we're going to try anyway. Arya walked up to him and took his hand. Will you really protect us? Marcus looked down at the brave girl. She trusted him completely. They all did. For the first time in 2 years. People were depending on him again. Yes, Marcus said. I promise. Marcus had 6 hours to turn ordinary people into fighters. 6 hours to make a mining station into a fortress. 6 hours to prepare for the impossible. Listen to me, he told everyone in the bar. We cannot run, so we must fight. I know it sounds crazy, but we have advantages the pirates don't know about. What advantages? Asked Jake, one of the older miners. They have weapons and ships. We have tools and hope. Marcus smiled for the first time in months. That's exactly right. Tools can be weapons if we use them correctly. He walked to the window and pointed at the mining lasers outside. Those lasers cut through solid rock. They can cut through pirate ships too. The people looked at each other. Maybe the broken soldier was not so crazy after all. Tom, Marcus said, I need you to gather everyone on the station. Miners, traders, engineers, everyone. We don't have much time. For the next hour, Marcus worked like he had never worked before. He divided the 200 people into groups. The engineers went to the power station. The miners went to the tunnels. The traders helped move supplies. The pirates will try to land their ships near the main entrance, Marcus explained to a group of miners. But we're going to make that very difficult. He showed them how to use mining explosives to collapse certain tunnels. Not all the tunnels, they still needed escape routes, but enough to force the pirates into the places where Marcus wanted them to go. Mrs. Chen, Marcus said to an old woman who ran the station's food store. She was not related to Marcus, but they shared the same last name. I need you to take all the children to the deepest mining shaft. Stay there until we come for you. The old woman nodded. She understood. If Marcus and the others failed, the children would be the last to be found. Marcus went to the mining control room. A young engineer named David was waiting for him. Can you control the mining lasers from here? Marcus asked. David nodded. Yes, but they're not designed to fight ships. They move too slowly. That's okay, Marcus said. We're not going to chase the ships. We're going to make the ships come to us. He showed David how to set up crossfire zones, places where multiple lasers could hit the same target, places where pirates would have to go if they wanted to reach the civilians. What about the main corridor? David asked. If they get past our outer defenses, they'll head straight for the living areas. Marcus looked at the long, straight corridor that connected all the important parts of the station. It was the heart of the place. If the pirates controlled it, they controlled everything. I'll handle the main corridor, Marcus said quietly. 2 hours before the pirates arrived, Marcus spoke to everyone one last time. They were all scared, but they were ready to fight. Remember? He said. We're not trying to destroy their whole fleet. We just need to hurt them enough that they decide we're too much trouble. What if they don't give up? Asked Sarah, a young trader. Marcus was quiet for a moment. Then we make sure they remember this day for a very long time. The pirates arrived exactly when their scout had said they would. 12 ships, all painted black, all carrying weapons designed to hurt people rather than fight other ships. Marcus watched from the control room as the ships approached. The largest ship stayed back while the others moved forward. That would be the command ship. The leader would be there. Here they come, David whispered. The first wave of pirates tried to land near the main entrance, just as Marcus had predicted. But as their ships got close, mining lasers fired from hidden positions. 2 pirate ships were hit immediately. They crashed into the asteroid, exploding in bright flames. It worked, David shouted, but Marcus was not celebrating yet. That was the easy part. Now they know we're ready for them. The pirates changed their plan. Instead of landing near the entrance, they blasted holes in the side of the station. Pirates in spacesuits flew through the holes, carrying guns and explosives. But Marcus was ready for this too. Miners were waiting in the tunnels with their own tools. Plasma cutters designed for mining became weapons. Heavy equipment became shields. The battle for the outer tunnels lasted 2 hours. The miners fought bravely, but they were not soldiers. One by one, the defensive positions fell. The pirates were getting closer to the main part of the station. We need to fall back, Jake told Marcus over the radio. His voice sounded tired and scared. Bring everyone to the main corridor, Marcus replied. I'll hold them there. Marcus, there are too many of them, David said from the control room. Maybe 50 pirates are already inside, and more are coming. Marcus picked up his rifle and walked toward the main corridor. It was a long, straight hallway with metal walls and bright lights. At one end was the living area where the civilians were hiding. At the other end, Pirates would soon appear. David, Marcus said into his radio. Take everyone to the deep shafts. All the miners, all the engineers, everyone. What about you? Marcus looked down the empty corridor. This was where he would make his stand. 1 man against 50 pirates? It was impossible, but he had to try. I'll buy you time, he said. Marcus, you can't fight them all alone. I'm a Marine, Marcus replied. This is what we do. He set up his position in the middle of the corridor. He had his rifle, 4 grenades, and 2 clips of ammunition. Behind him, innocent people were counting on him. Ahead of him, pirates were coming to hurt those people. Marcus thought about Sarah, his sister who died on Proxima. He thought about his unit, the good soldiers who died trying to save others. He thought about Arya, the brave girl who reminded him why he became a soldier in the first place. The first pirates appeared at the end of the corridor. They saw Marcus standing alone and laughed. Just 1 human. Their leader called out, "This will be easy." Marcus raised his rifle and aimed carefully. Come and find out. The battle for the main corridor began. Marcus fought like he had never fought before. He used every piece of cover, every tactical trick he had learned in 20 years of being a soldier. But there were too many pirates. For every one he stopped, 2 more appeared. His ammunition ran low. His grenades were gone. His metal legs started sparking from damage. Finally, only 1 pirate was left standing at the far end of the corridor, but this one was different. He was bigger than the others, with scars all over his face and expensive armor. This had to be the fleet commander. You fought well, human, the commander said, as he walked slowly toward Marcus. But this is over. Marcus was wounded and tired, but he was still standing, still blocking the path to the innocent people behind him. My name is Kethfer, the commander said. I am going to enjoy breaking you. Marcus looked at the alien walking toward him. Behind Marcus, people were depending on him. Ahead of him was an enemy who wanted to hurt them. My name is Marcus Chen, he replied, and you're not getting past me. Kethfer walked slowly down the corridor toward Marcus. The pirate commander was huge, almost 7 feet tall. His armor was black metal with gold designs. His weapons looked expensive and deadly, but what surprised Kethfer was not Marcus's weapons or armor. What surprised him was that Marcus was still standing. The corridor behind Marcus was full of boats. 49 pirates lay on the metal floor. All of them had been stopped by 1 wounded human with an old rifle and a broken metal leg. I have never seen anything like this, Kethfer said, looking around. 1 man against my entire boarding party. Marcus was bleeding from several wounds. His metal leg was sparking and making strange noises. His rifle was empty, but his eyes were still clear and determined. They were in my way, Marcus said simply. Kethfer laughed. You humans are strange creatures. You fight battles you cannot win. You protect people who cannot help you. Why do you do this? Marcus thought about the question. Why did he stand here, wounded and outnumbered? Why did he fight when running would be easier? Because someone has to, he answered. The pirate commander pulled out 2 long energy swords. They glowed with blue light and hummed with power. I am going to enjoy this fight, human. It has been too long since I faced a real warrior. Marcus dropped his empty rifle and pulled out a simple metal knife. It was just a tool, nothing special. Compared to the pirates' energy swords, it looked like a toy. That little knife against my swords, Kethfer asked. You are either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both, Marcus replied. The fight began fast and brutal. Kethfer was strong and experienced. His swords could cut through metal like paper. His armor protected him from most attacks. He had fought hundreds of battles and won them all. But Marcus had something the pirate did not understand. Every time Kethfer attacked, Marcus thought about the people behind him. He thought about Arya, the brave girl who reminded him of his sister. He thought about Tom, who just wanted to protect his daughter. He thought about all the innocent people counting on him. Marcus could not match the pirate's strength or weapons, but he could be smarter. He used the walls of the corridor to block the energy swords. He used his damaged metal leg as a shield. When Kethfer expected him to retreat, Marcus moved forward. You are full of surprises, Kethfer said after Marcus dodged another sword strike. But you are getting tired. I can see it in your eyes. The pirate was right. Marcus was bleeding more now. His metal leg was barely working. His knife was chipped from blocking the energy swords. But he did not stop fighting. I fought your brother on Proxima, Marcus said as they circled each other. Kethfer's eyes grew angry. Vexter was weak. You got lucky. No, Marcus said. He made the same mistake you're making. What mistake? Marcus smiled. Even though he was hurt and tired. You think this is about winning? Before Kethfer could ask what that meant, Marcus attacked with everything he had left. He threw his knife at the pirate's face, forcing Kethfer to block with his sword. Then Marcus grabbed the pirate around the waist and tackled him to the ground. They rolled on the floor, fighting with hands and fists. Kethfer was stronger, but Marcus was desperate. The fight was not beautiful or clean. It was 2 warriors trying to hurt each other any way they could. Finally, Kethfer got on top of Marcus and held an energy sword to his throat. This is over, human. You fought well, but I win. Marcus looked up at the pirate commander. Blood ran down his face, but he was still smiling. You still don't understand. Understand what? I wasn't trying to beat you. Marcus said. I was trying to keep you here long enough. Kethver looked confused. Long enough for what? Marcus pulled a small device from his pocket. It looked like a simple radio, but it was actually a detonator. During the battle, while everyone was fighting, Marcus had been sending signals to the mining station's power core. I used to be an engineer before I became a Marine, Marcus said. I know how fusion reactors work. Kethver's eyes went wide. What did you do? I overloaded the reactor, Marcus replied. In about 30 seconds, this whole section is going to explode. Your ships are too close to escape. The pirate commander tried to grab the detonator, but Marcus held it tight. You're insane. You'll die too. Maybe, Marcus said, but my people will live. That's all that matters. Kethver jumped up and ran toward his radio. All ships, retreat, immediately. The reactor is going to explode. But it was too late. Marcus pressed the button on the detonator. The explosion was not huge like a bomb. Instead, it was controlled and precise. Marcus had planned it carefully. The blast destroyed the pirate ships that were too close to the station. It damaged the others enough that they could not fight anymore. The force of the explosion threw both Marcus and Kethver against the walls. Marcus felt pain everywhere, but he was still alive. Somehow, the explosion had missed the main corridor. Was hurt but alive too. He looked at Marcus with a mixture of anger and respect. You destroyed half my fleet. That was the plan, Marcus said weakly. The pirate commander stood up slowly. He could have tried to fight Marcus again, but there was no point now. His ships were damaged. Many of his warriors were gone. The attack had failed. This is not over, Human Kethver said as he walked toward an escape pod. Yes, it is, Marcus replied. Tell everyone what happened here. Tell them about the human who wouldn't give up. After Kethver left, the other survivors came to find Marcus. Tom and Arya were the first ones to reach him. The girl had tears in her eyes. Are you okay? She asked. Marcus tried to sit up but could not. His body hurt too much. But he was alive, and so were all the innocent people he had protected. I'm fine, he said. Are the pirates gone? Tom nodded. Their ships are leaving, the ones that still can fly. David came running down the corridor with a medical kit. Marcus, you saved us all. As David worked on Marcus's wounds, more and more, people came to see him. They looked at him differently now. Not like a broken soldier, but like a hero. What you did here, Tom said quietly, people are going to hear about this. The whole galaxy is going to know what happened. Marcus closed his eyes. He was too tired to think about fame or glory. He had done what any Marine would do. He had protected innocent people, but Tom was right. Word of the battle was already spreading through space communications. The story of one wounded man who stood against an entire pirate fleet. The story of a human who turned defeat into victory through pure determination. Somewhere in space? As the damaged pirate ships limped away, Kethver was telling his surviving warriors about the battle, about the human who could not be broken, about the man who chose to sacrifice everything to save others. The legend of Marcus Chen had begun. 6 months after the battle, Marcus stood in front of a large room full of soldiers on Earth. These were not ordinary soldiers. They were the best fighters from every human colony, every military base, every space station. But Marcus was not the same broken man who had sat alone in a dark bar. His new metal leg worked perfectly. His hands no longer shook. His eyes were clear and focused. Most importantly, he had found his purpose again. What I'm going to teach you, Marcus told the soldiers, is not about better weapons or stronger armor. It's about something more important. The soldiers listened carefully. They had all heard the story of the mining station, how one wounded Marine had stopped an entire pirate fleet, how he had turned ordinary people into fighters, how he had refused to give up when everything looked hopeless. The pirates had better weapons than us, Marcus continued. They had more ships, more soldiers, more experience. But they lost. Do you know why? A young officer raised her hand. Because you were smarter, sir. Marcus shook his head. No, because we had something they didn't understand. We had something to protect. He walked around the room, looking at each soldier. When you fight for yourself, you can only be so brave. But when you fight for others, for people who cannot protect themselves, you become something more than just a soldier. This lesson became known as the Chen Protocol. It was not about fancy tactics or new weapons. It was about remembering why humans fought in the first place. To protect the innocent, to stand up for what was right, to never give up, no matter how bad things looked. Military bases across human space started teaching the Chen Protocol. Young soldiers learned about the battle at the mining station. They learned that courage was not about being fearless. It was about being afraid but doing the right thing anyway. But the story spread beyond just military schools. Regular people heard about Marcus too. Workers on space stations, farmers on colony worlds, traders flying between planets. They all knew about the wounded Marine who became a legend. The Zeltharian pirates spread the story too, but for different reasons. In their bars and meeting places, they whispered about the human who could not be broken. They told their children about the Marine who fought 50 pirates alone, and one. Other alien races started to notice. The Zeltharians were known for being tough and ruthless. If they were afraid of humans, maybe other species should be careful too. Some alien governments that had been planning to attack human colonies changed their minds. Better to trade with humans than fight them, one alien leader said after hearing Marcus's story. Meanwhile, Marcus traveled to different human worlds, teaching his lessons. But he always returned to the mining station that had become his home. The station was rebuilt and improved. It was safer now, with better defenses and more security. A monument stood in the main corridor where Marcus had made his stand. But the monument did not have his name on it. Instead, it had simple words. For those who stand when standing seems impossible. Children would ask their parents what it meant. Parents would tell them about the day a broken soldier became a hero. One day, Arya found Marcus sitting by the monument. She was older now, training to become a pilot. She wanted to explore the galaxy and see new worlds. Do you ever regret it? She asked him. Regret what? Staying here? Fighting? You could have run away like the others wanted to. Marcus looked at the monument, then at the busy corridor full of people living their normal lives. Miners going to work, children playing, traders making deals, all of them safe because of what happened 6 months ago. No, he said, I don't regret it. But, you're famous now, Arya said. People all over the galaxy know your name. You could live anywhere, do anything. Marcus smiled. I already am doing what I want to do. What's that? Making sure things like this don't happen again. Arya didn't understand at first, but then she saw the reports on his desk. Messages from other stations, other colonies, other worlds. All of them asking for help. All of them wanting to learn how to protect themselves. Marcus was not just teaching soldiers anymore. He was teaching ordinary people how to be brave when they needed to be, how to stand up for each other, how to turn fear into strength. Is that why you started the training programs? Arya asked. Marcus nodded. Every person should know how to protect their family, their friends, their home. Not everyone needs to be a Marine, but everyone can be brave when it matters. The training programs spread across human space. They were not military schools. They were community centers, where regular people learned basic self-defense, emergency planning, and most importantly, how to work together when danger came. The programs had a simple motto: someone has to stand. It came from what Marcus had said to Kethford during their fight. Years passed, Marcus grew older, but he never stopped teaching. New generations of humans grew up knowing his story. They learned that heroes were not special people with superpowers. Heroes were ordinary people who chose to do extraordinary things. The galaxy became a safer place. Pirates found that human settlements were no longer easy targets. Other threats learned that humans would fight back, no matter the odds. But Marcus's greatest victory was not military. It was personal. One evening, as he sat in Tom's bar rebuilt and better than before, a young miner came up to him. The miner was scared nervous about speaking to the famous Marine. Sir, the young man said, I wanted to thank you for what? My daughter lives on Kepler Station. Last month, raiders tried to attack it, but the people there fought back, just like you taught them. They saved everyone. Marcus smiled. I didn't save anyone. They saved themselves, but they learned how from you. Marcus looked around the bar. It was full of people laughing, talking, enjoying their lives. They felt safe here. They knew that if trouble came, they would face it together. That's the point, Marcus said quietly. The young miner didn't understand, but that was okay. Marcus knew that somewhere in the galaxy, on stations and colonies and worlds he had never seen, people were standing up for each other. People were choosing to be brave. People were remembering that someone has to stand, and that was enough. That night, as Marcus walked through the station corridors, children waved to him. Adults nodded respectfully, but they didn't stare anymore. He was not a curiosity or a celebrity. He was just Marcus, the man who taught them that anyone could be a hero when it mattered. The broken soldier was gone forever. The legend would live forever. But Marcus Chen, the man who chose to stand when standing seemed impossible, was home.